Okay, that was a really wimpy ass clap. I just realized I cursed in the first 5 seconds of me streaming. I am sorry, guys. I've disappointed everyone, apparently. Um, unfortunately, there's not gonna be a whole lot of visuals for this stream. Also, which is partially because I'm using my mom's mouse, and her mouse is like an orb, and I don't want to attempt that. I prefer regular mouses. Thank you very much. Mice. Huh? Is it mouses or mice for computer mice? Anyway, this is gonna be. I actually have the book right next to me. Uh, book noises, I guess. And I'm just gonna be kind of flipping through it while I talk about it because it's cool, man. It's a really cool book. And while I did look at spoilers before I read it, I am so excited for the part 2 that's coming out next year. Like, oh, I am very excited for that. Um, a bit about my relationship with the show. I did not grow up with it. It ended the year I was born. It ended the April after I was born. I'm pretty sure. Wait, was it April or September? I think it was actually September when it actually ended. But and I got into it less than a year ago. I got into it like right after Danny Apocalypse 2024. I unfortunately was not a fan yet at that time. Around the 10th actually is when I got into it. And it was a hyperfixation at first, and then I dropped it for a couple months. And then it came back as a special interest, and now it's just taken over my life. So, yeah, it doesn't mean as much to me as it means to other people, but I still find it really cool. And I was ecstatic when I heard that there was a graphic novel, and the fact that it was already out and I didn't have to wait for it. Like, some people have been waiting literally like 20 years for this graphic novel. I didn't have to wait at all. I feel a bit bad, but like, I can enjoy things, even if other people probably enjoy them more. So, the first thing is the art. As you can see, the art style is really neat. This this fully shaded stuff is not the art style for the entire book. Like, it's not fully shaded. Like, not every panel is fully shaded. But there's still some shading on every panel. Sorry, I had to make sure I wasn't just making shit up. It's so reminiscent of the show in a way, but still having its own personality is really cool. And the way they draw some of the characters, I know every character has black eyebrows in this, no matter what. But the fact that we keep going with Danny having the most god awful eyebrows ever, dude. Dude, dye your eyebrows, please. I'm sorry. I need to make that joke. Because if it was a person, if it was a real person, I would say nothing and probably think nothing. But because it's a cartoon character, why the fuck does he have black eyebrows if he has white hair? Like, that's my question. That's my question. Also, why do so many of the characters in this show have black hair? Like, the main characters, especially the characters that show up in this comic, have black hair, and it's weird a little bit. Like, you don't notice it until you start looking, and then you're like, oh my god, everyone has black hair. What the fuck? Like, Yeah, Jazz is on the cover when she's a redhead, but like, still. Like, most of these characters here have black hair, like, even Danny, technically. So, anyway, I should probably stop talking about the eyebrows. Okay, so I'm probably gonna say more about the art throughout this because there are some beautiful panels and pages here. Unfortunately, I can't show you guys any because I don't own a scanner. But the plot. There is going to be spoilers. I'm going to spoil this so bad. So, here's your warning now. If you don't want this spoiled, and if you want to read it yourself without spoilers, please go and do that. I archive all my streams, I keep them on my computer, YouTube automatically uploads them. You can watch this later. You can watch this later. Originally I was gonna turn this into a regular video, but I decided to scrap the script I had for it because I'm horrible at writing scripts and it just was so boring, guys. It was so boring, please. But yeah, I'll get. Okay, it's been 5 seconds. I think. I think it's been 5 seconds. The plot is actually really interesting. So it's called A Glitch in Time, but it's more a glitch in reality than actually time. And they always go to the past and not the future in these like glitches in reality. Um which I thought was interesting, but hey, you don't know what the future looks like, you can't write the future. I I can respect that. Um I also can respect the fact that the Fenton phones make a reappearance. Like they're only in like the first couple pages, I think. But like I love that some of the inventions make a reappearance. There is a frame in here. There is a panel in here where it's very obvious that Danny and Sam are together in this. But it kind of looks like they're in a polycule in this frame, and I gotta say that because I support the Sam, Danny, and Tucker in a polycule. I support Everlasting Trio. It's great, guys. It's great. Again, with the art in this book, though, the expressions are amazing. I love how Tucker half the time just has like no eyes. Like he just it's just dots for him and his glasses. I love that. Um his line about dropping a baby is really funny. Like even my mom found it funny and she doesn't usually find that kind of humor super funny. Uh Phantom Planet is canon unfortunately in this plot. But it's all right for me because Tucker has a Wikipedia page. Like I can accept Phantom Planet existing if Tucker gets a Wikipedia page. Actually, like I can accept this for that reason, and the fact that the plot's actually really good and makes sense, and Phantom Planet gets uncanonized. It's hilarious. The backgrounds. I'm kind of going in random tangents. I'm sorry. But, like, the backgrounds look like they're lifted straight from the show. Like, they are beautiful. Beautiful lineless art. And they look like they're lifted straight from concept art, at the very least. Vlad not being an antagonist in this threw me. I was not expecting that. Despite the spoilers I got, I did not know the actual ending. Like, I knew about the clone thing, but I didn't know about the actual ending. And, oh, oh, it's cool, man. Vlad growing as a person. Oh my god. Um, him lying about what happened with Clockwork. Like, that's expected. There's this one line in here. There's this panel where Jazz and Danny are talking, and oh, it's so much like the show, but Butch Hartman would never kind of thing. Where Danny admits that he might have some childhood trauma. Um, I love some of the callbacks to earlier episodes, like the Soul Shredder, Crown of Fire, and the Infamap technically being shown. Like, they're all shown, which is really cool. There's a Jaws reference. Well, it's either Jaws or Titanic, and I'm pretty sure it's Titanic, actually. But there is a shark making the Jaws face. And I felt the need to mention it. Um, Mr. Lancer, there's like only like four panels where Mr. Lancer appears, four or five, and he doesn't have any lines. He has not a single line, but he's still in character. I don't know how to say it. Like his design and the expressions he makes are perfect. Um, Vlad liking the Packers. Vlad liking the Packers. Just I know, AVG, I'm full of junk. My brain is messy. You know what's going on. Well, I guess you don't. You're a computer. But I don't. Never mind. uh, I'm a Bears fan. I'm a Cubs fan as well. My dad grew up in the Chicago area. So, Vlad being a Packers fan just makes me hate him even more. It's great. Also, his guy liner. His guy liner. I'm sorry. Okay. The reason his guy liner is so funny to me is not because it's guy liner. I don't care. There are some guys who fucking slay. However, the other day, and this conversation has happened many, many times before, I was talking with my mother, my wonderful mother, who I've also roped in to the Danny Phantom fandom because I just will not shut the fuck up. Uh, she really likes this one character from the show Once Upon a Time that's supposed to be like Captain Hook, and he has some pretty intense guyliner. And so ever since the first time she watched that show, she's been saying, "Oh, I love guyliner. Guys with guyliner can do no wrong." And I have not brought Vlad having guyliner up to her yet, and I'm going to have to at some point. But I'm scared of what she's going to say. I'm scared of what she's going to say. So I haven't brought it up to her yet. Vlad having a shitty computer is everything to me. Is that a rubber duck on the side of his computer? I'm sorry, I just noticed that. That's kind of strange. I love the colors that they've used for the backgrounds and some of the other things. The Lorem Ipsum. Like, dude, that's funny. I really like how this book shows that Team Phantom is resourceful even without Danny's powers. Like, that's actually really cool lore thing. Uh, Vlad getting motion sick, being on a horse. I don't know why, but that just, it's funny to me. It's funny to me, okay? Him being so rich that he can, like, buy his own happiness, despite him still being a bitter old bastard. Uh, just the fact that he still gets motion sick is funny to me. Rich guys struggling is funny to me, okay? I get it, he's technically not rich anymore, but he's still on the fucking football field. So he's gotta have some wealth. I love the fact that they still have the Amity Park a nice place to live sign. Usually the only time we see that sign in the show is when there is an active explosion happening. Jack and Maddie are so in character in this book. Also, I have not seen anyone else mention this, but in two different panels, there is a guy with the Flash shirt. He has the Flash logo on his shirt. And it's like a shirt I've seen in real life, too. Also, also, the other day, I saw someone online say that, oh, there's only one teacher in Casper High. No, there's three. One is Mr. Lancer, of course. The other is PE teacher, Miss Tetzlaff. The other one is the unnamed teacher in the one Ghost Bug episode. You know, with the ghost bugs, the ghost mosquitoes or whatever. We know there's at least three teachers at this high school. We know there's at least three, okay? And two of them are named, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to say something. Uh, Valerie's suit glowing, but Valerie herself not glowing. I feel like that was intentional. I feel like that was completely intentional. I feel like there's a reason for that. Pariahs keep showing up, and it thankfully not ending up being a huge plot point. Well, it's a little bit of a plot point, but it's not a huge plot point. That Perez keeps just is there still. I'm a little bit disappointed they didn't do anything about the Crown of Fire still being in someone besides Pariah's possession. Um, I love how they call Sam a jock. That was funny. That was funny. Like, Tucker's outright calling her a jock. Like, I love how we can all accept that Sam is buff. Even if she doesn't show it, she's buff at heart. Um, The little expressions on like the smaller versions of the characters when they have to draw them really small are great. The expressions for all the characters are great. Lance Thunder is in this book. He's in there for one panel, and he's saying his classic line, "No, not the face." And I just love Lance Thunder. I love Lance Thunder because of the Lance Thunder roleplay blog on Tumblr. Alright? The Lance Thunder roleplay blog is like one of my favorite gimmick blogs of all time. I just realized my computer screen has a crack in it, apparently, and no one told me. That's kind of disappointing. The butterflies, man. The butterflies. I love the butterflies, the glowing butterflies. Um, I love how they kind of do some fanon stuff here. I'm a little disappointed that they kind of went the route of not having ghosts be dead people and in them being like emotional beings. But I still think there's some merit to that idea in as it is in canon. But I'm glad it didn't take like a stab at the idea of ghosts being dead people or anything, and that in fanon we're still allowed to think that ghosts are ghosts. Um, the design of the doors is actually really cool. Like all of them are different. Um, again, the Amity Park a nice place to live sign. I'm just going through the entire fucking book and pointing out the cool things, some of the cool things. Paulina asking if they crushed a frat house. This um why is Vlad buff? That's my question. I'm really glad they didn't skimp out on showing the characters get roughed up and injured. I'm glad they actually showed the characters get scars and cuts and get a little bit roughed up. Tucker and Sam being badasses is also awesome. I love how we don't see any more of Clockwork's design besides the one we were given in the show. I'm glad he's still mysterious. Um, it's just again the art here just beautiful. Also, we do get confirmation that injuries in the Half's ghost forms do transfer over to their human counterparts. Uh, which is interesting. It's interesting that they did it that way. Um, what does this mean in the long run? Like, probably nothing. But, like, I mean, like, the fandom is gonna write it in fanfics however they want. But it's still interesting that that's a canon thing now. That we have a canon answer for it now. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Vlad gets a scar on his eyebrow and actually, like, helping out. He's helping out. Also, why is Seattle here? Why did they just have, like, a picture of Seattle? Like, that's strange, bro. That's strange. Clockwork being awesome. Clockwork being awesome. Clockwork making Phantom Planet not exist. Do you think it worked? Oh, it worked. Um, Still concerned about the guy in the Flash shirt. Still concerned about that. Dan. Dan's just his whole thing. Valerie's still having a time medallion. Oh, I'm so excited for the next book. I'm so excited for the next book. Gabriella Epstein did an amazing job. And the fact this is canon is so cool, guys. It's actually canon. It's actually like Nickelodeon said, okay. Ah, this is just. It's better than the show! It's better than the show, guys! And I really like the show. But the show kind of sucks. The show kind of sucks. I like the show, but it sucks. Um, okay, I've been going off for like half Okay, not as long as I thought, but I've been going off for a while. Thank y'all for watching this. Because, wow. Yeah, that was my closing thoughts are it good. It's really good. I don't care if you like Danny Phantom or not. Go read it. It's cool. It will make no sense if you don't like Danny Phantom, but I don't care. It's cool. Go give her more money. Give her money. Give Gabriella some money.